And then Stephen A. Smith, out of nowhere, goes off on a tangent and starts talking about, he was wondering why Russell Westbrook shouldn't have been suspended. Why Russell Westbrook should have been suspended. And he then said, he even then decided, you know what, I'm going to call the league office for them to explain to me why wasn't this guy suspended, because he personally believes that Russell Westbrook was suspended, should have been suspended. And a lot of people in the entertainment space, NBA fans, are like, bro, what are you doing? What exactly are you doing? Were you trying to get him suspended? Were you trying to get this guy to be penalized for the series? What's going on here? So we want to play what Stephen A. Smith had to say on ESPN. I want you guys to listen to it in its entirety. It's not a very long clip. And then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say on ESPN here.
What did you see from Russell Westbrook?
Inexcusable behavior. That's what I saw. And I don't know why this isn't being talked about enough, to be quite honest with you. I was of the mindset that Russell Westbrook deserved to be suspended for today's game. That's how appalling his game was. Now, I've been raving about Russell Westbrook since he arrived in Los Angeles. He's been a godsend for the Clippers as far as I'm concerned. He's an energizer bunny. But what he did the last game, I want y'all to go back and reflect on what transpired in Game 3. Look at this foul right here. You knock the guy clear upside the head. You sit up there and you come down on Luka Doncic in the back. That play right there, you could have separated his shoulder. Then you push him in the chest. Then you go after PJ. And then after that, even though PJ shoved you in the back, and then you're shrugging off the referee. I felt so serious about this, fellas. I called the league office. And I said, I need an explanation. Tell me why Russell Westbrook wasn't suspended. And I was told that the officials gave their report. And every indication in writing that they provided said, we handled this. He got a couple of technicals, plus a flagrant one, plus he was ejected, plus no one was injured. So we took all of those things into consideration. That's why we didn't suspend him. And I stood down. I said, that makes total sense. I'm glad. But they said, if it had been the regular season, the likelihood is that they might have had a different decision. But it's the playoffs, and because of how important it is, you can't just do that. But Russell Westbrook, mad love and respect to him most times. I was so disappointed in the way that he played the other day. Kawhi Leonard is hurt. Paul George and him combined for 16 points. They're averaging 29 points per game together. You're needed, and you acting like that? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
I agree with everything that you said.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. And a lot of people took issue with him, even Gilly the Kid, like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Listen, this is my issue with Stephen A. Smith with this particular story. Stephen A., and I heard Two Raw for Sports bring it up too. Stephen A. Smith is over here talking about, oh, why wasn't Russell Westbrook suspended and all this and this and da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, one of his friends in Draymond Green, who has had a history of having extremely dirty plays against NBA players. Whenever Draymond Green, the last time he did that backhanded slap on Yusuf Nurkic, I never heard Stephen A. Smith going there talking about why didn't the league make his punishment more severe? Or when Draymond Green was doing all of these crazy stuff to NBA players, I never heard him making such excuses or trying to figure out why he should be penalized even more. In the case of Draymond Green, all Stephen A. Smith was doing was making excuses for him. Talking about, he was dealing with some personal stuff and all that. So you have a situation where Draymond Green was assaulting players on the basketball court, quite literally, assaulting them. And you had Stephen A. Smith making all of these excuses for Draymond Green. But now Russell Westbrook gets into a skirmish in a heated NBA playoff game, and you're sitting up here talking about, I called the NBA to figure out why he didn't get suspended. Why didn't you call the NBA to figure out why Draymond Green's punishment shouldn't have been more severe? Why were you so understanding in the case of Draymond Green, but in the case of Russell Westbrook, you're talking about, I like the brother. And this is the part that kills me. Whenever Stephen A. Smith talking about I like the brother, or he starts off a sentence giving you mad credit and mad props, you just know he about to say something foul to you. You just know. This is a dude history. Whenever he starts off by complimenting you, you know it's going to be followed with some very foul comments. That's just this dude's MO. In my personal view, I never met him, don't care to meet him. Stephen A. Smith is a very grimy dude. As somebody that I'm observing from afar, he looked like a grimy ass dude.